Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Variant Verdict. I am Sean, and as with me as always,
my name is Josh.
And today we had to get the fuck out of the house. We cannot continue to watch these video-on-demand movies, so we've actually gone and resorted to a drive-in movie here at Lake Worth Drive-In. And Josh, what are we seeing today?
Tonight we're seeing Black Panther from Marvel Studios. Got to do a little retro classic. There's nothing new in theaters right now.
Yeah, no, seriously, there really is nothing. And this is one, actually, kind of a special one, because this was your first ever review on Variant Verdict. So,
sure. Won't you guys join us?
Yeah.
As we take a look at Marvel's Black Panther.
I guess you can call it a re-review.
All right, that wraps it up. We're here again at the Lake Worth Drive-In at Black Panther.
Yeah.
Other movies playing tonight were Inside Out, My Spy, and Relic.
Nothing new.
Yeah, those shows, some of those were late night starters, so we went with Black Panther. So we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since it came out. You know, like I said before earlier, that it was one of the first VariantNEWSSOURCE articles, so why not give it a little re-review?
Yeah, and I just wanted to, I figured if we're going to rewatch this movie, we'd give it a fresh look with a new perspective. It's been a while since I watched it. I haven't watched it since it's been like on Disney Plus or anything like that. Yeah. So, as far as the whole MCU and where it fits in, what do you think? Where do you think it stands compared to those other movies?
Well, I do think it holds up. I think the movie in itself is one of the better. Probably top 5 for sure. Infinity War is my favorite, and will
top 5 of all the MCU. You would put Black Panther?
MCU, I would say it. I don't know about what number, but it's up there.
All right, so let me just start by saying that we saw this movie. We're at the Lake Worth Drive-In, and the screens, it doesn't get my highest praise.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, it looks like a bunch of warehouse shingles that are all tied together, but it's not really like, this is a flea market type thing too. So it's not exactly like a dedicated drive-through theater or drive-in theater.
Yeah, this is like a straight Gonzo style verdict that we're doing tonight.
No, like I said, we're bored.
This is a Gonzo style verdict. No special cards, nothing like that. You saw that in the intro. This is just us going to the drive-in and kind of sharing our experience with COVID going on. The public health crisis. This is all, we literally have to 6 feet apart with the cars too. Like, they have their own rules.
You leave the car, you wear a mask. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're just doing this to have some fun. But back to Black Panther. Let me just start with what I like about it. I kind of feel like, and I said this in my original review that I did back on the website, I feel like the movie has like this kind of James Bond meets like the Lion King vibe. It's got like the vibes of a good spy thriller, then tied in with like this very like cultural, beautiful, family-oriented film. And I don't know, it's like the perfect marriage of those two, and I think that's part of the magic of Black Panther and what makes it work. I've seen it a couple times now in theaters, and like every time I see it, I still am in like awe of like some of the things they did in this film. I love the choreography with the fight scenes, especially when T'Challa fights M'Baku for the first time, to defend the right to be the king. And then he does it again when he fights Killmonger. Yeah. And that fight's really cool too. I love the choreography.
The ritual fights are definitely the best fights in the movie.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Killmonger, I think Michael B. Jordan kind of stole the show in this. I thought so initially, and I still think so. He was the best part of this movie, Killmonger.
I 100% agree on that. Yeah, I think the thing that's aged well so much about this movie too is that Michael B. Jordan seems to have had like a pretty good career since Black Panther, and like he just keeps knocking it out of the park. And then when you look back on Black Panther, like that role still kills, man. Like
it does.
He still like owns that role as a Killmonger. In fact, I know people are like dying to bring this guy back to play in part 2 of Black Panther, which if you've seen the movie, you know that's not entirely possible. I don't know how it would be. It'd be really interesting to see how they could break that.
The way that city and everything works, they got special shit. They can figure out a way.
Yeah. So I'll say this too, like this movie has a pretty good soundtrack. It's got like Kendrick Lamar. It's got that song Among the Stars that I really like. I can't think of who sings it. The sound's really good in the drive-in here too. Like I thought they did.
It's because it's your car.
Yeah, it's digital. And the thing is, like, even though it's digital, like I don't know why, but my car was like booming during this movie.
Well, no, it's this thing. If you have a good stereo, you'll have good sound at a drive-in. And also, when it comes to that, I mean, as always, if you ever go into a drive-in, don't go see like a movie that takes place at night, pretty much. Like all the dark scenes in this movie, you could barely tell what was going on because it was just the brightness in a drive-in is nowhere near like regular theater, so you are gonna have trouble figuring out certain spots. Like, I know this movie, the lighting when Killmonger and T'Challa fight in the ritual, that was a lot darker.
Oh, it was difficult. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like you said, those reflective panels they were kind of using for the not the reflective, the
Well, yeah, they're like warehouse
shingles. Yeah, like. That maybe wasn't the best surface because, like you said, some of the scenes that were dark, like, or the better yet, the scene where T'Challa's coming down from the helicopter or whatever in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And he lands into the jungle, fights off those guys. It's like such a dark scene. It takes place like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you really couldn't
That was
tell
difficult to watch what was going on.
I knew what was going on. I just couldn't see it well. So, like, I'm looking over and I see Inside Out, and I'm like, well, I can see that. That's
Inside Out was playing on the other screen. And it looked great.
So if you're gonna go see a drive-in movie, go to a bright movie. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Yep.
So let's
now,
talk.
You asked me about where does it hold up with you when it comes to the Marvel movies? Like, what top 5 for you or what?
You know what's funny is like it's probably not my top 5, but in terms of like rewatchable ones, because just because they're in my top 5 doesn't mean like I rewatch them all the time. Like, I think Black Panther's pretty rewatchable. I think it's like Ryan Coogler has this way of making movies that are so like, I don't know, I think they're just easily digestible. And I don't know, that's not really a knock against Black Panther. It's just an easily digestible, fun fucking time at the movies.
Yeah, no.
And Ryan Coogler did the same thing with Creed. I love that movie. He has this other movie he did with Michael B. Jordan called Fruitvale Station. It's like the trilogy of Michael B. Jordan movies with Ryan Coogler. And they're all good. And like, he just has a really good, palatable, digestible films. And I don't mean that, like I said, as a knock. I mean that as like, he just makes really universally good material that like, it's rewatchable. Is it my top 5? Probably not. But it's in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
You know? So let's talk about scenes. What was your favorite? What was like, favorite scene? Let's go with favorite scene.
I'm gonna have to go with the T'Challa Killmonger fight. As much as the M'Baku one's good, I think I like that one more. And I too late for spoilers or whatever. I always love when the villain wins. So,
Okay.
It's like,
all right.
That to me was like the highlight part of the movie.
I would say that you picked a good one. I'd say my favorite scene in the movie. I like the fight where they're fighting in like the underground, like the vibranium
the
mine
system.
Yeah, that part I like a lot. I also really like the stuff where Claw they're having that chase on the freeway. It looks like Japan or something.
Oh yeah, no, that was.
And fucking Black Panther's like sliding around the car and like jumping. I don't know why. I love maybe it's because the CGI really works in that scene. That's a good example of CGI.
And I guess an honorable mention of a scene I definitely got to do is when they're in the throne room and he outs like who he is and why he's there and he does the challenge and everything. Like the whole like, hey auntie. Like,
the writing on that scene's great, and Michael B. Jordan chews it up, and he just like it's such a good scene.
No, that's great.
So those are our favorite scenes. Is there anything you didn't like about it?
Not really. This movie didn't need to serve any true connection to the MCU other than just establishing the Wakanda and Black Panther and everything. So it did its job. There really wasn't anything that I could say.
The only connections from the outside MCU.
Bucky in the post-credit scene.
Well, no, you also have Everett Ross,
yeah.
the general or whatever that works with the government.
Civil War, they have connections to it, but it's not like this is helping develop, what's going to happen with Thanos or anything like that. So it was good in introducing. And this is like, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
So
not a shit ton of people knew who Black Panther was when this all came out.
Yeah.
So it was a great way to establish
to a bigger audience. Yeah. So let me ask you, what would you want to see in a Black Panther 2 now that you've seen this one a couple of times and especially so recently, what would you want to see?
Killmonger resurrected.
Okay.
I don't know, because I can say, even though I knew who Black Panther was, I'm not too familiar with his villains or his story or anything. So, surprised me. I actually almost enjoy seeing a comic book movie of a comic character I don't know, because I don't know what's coming.
Okay. I would want to see, since Neymar, he's not been brought into the MCU yet.
Namor, you mean?
Namor, yeah. He has a feud with Black Panther, and then they eventually ally with each other. I'd like to see the Atlantis versus Wakanda feud as like its own movie. And I think that could be done. That could be like their answer to Aquaman.
Well, that's all Namor is a ripoff of Aquaman. So that's it.
You know, so that's what I'd want to see from Black Panther too. But that's all. I just wanted to say, like, I'm going back. I'm seeing this movie for a third time in theaters, if you can call this a movie theater, you know. And I had a great time. I was glad to check back in with the MCU. Always a good time. We've never really covered one on the channel.
No.
So we figured we'd share this with you.
Yeah, no, we never really did any of Infinity War.
No, I mean, I've actually reviewed Infinity War on the website, and I think maybe Captain Marvel and a couple other ones.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I did like a video review, and we went to the drive-in to check it out. So if you're in Lake Worth, check out the Lake Worth Drive-In over at the Swap Shop, and thank you guys for watching with us.
And if you're also, you're trapped, you're getting a little stir crazy out there, a drive-in's a good option. It gets you out, and it's just something to do.
For sure.
So
for sure.
Yeah. So hey, check it out.
Hey, we told you guys we'd try our best to make something a little different. Here we are in Lake Worth. So thank you guys for tuning in. We had fun. Like, comment,
share, and subscribe.
Exactly. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.